Your eyes do most of their repair while you sleep. As you rest, photoreceptors renew their outer segments. The retinal pigment epithelium sweeps away cellular debris, and antioxidant systems rebuild, and those processes run far better when you give them the right nutrients. 3 bedtime foods that feed that overnight repair are spinach, salmon, and sweet potato. Spinach is rich in lutein and zeaxanthin, pigments that concentrate in the macula to filter blue light and neutralize free radicals. Salmon supplies omega-3 DHA, which keeps retinal cell membranes flexible, supports photoreceptor function, and reduces inflammation. Sweet potato delivers beta-carotene, vitamin A, the building block for rhodopsin, so your rods can regenerate and work better in low light. Eat a small portion of these with a touch of healthy fat before bed to improve absorption, and you're giving your eyes the specific nutrients they use during that nightly cleanup. Stay with me, and first I'll show simple bedtime snack ideas and exactly how these nutrients help your eyes repair while you sleep. Why nighttime nutrition can boost eye repair. Rest and nutrition work together because the eye does much of its deepest maintenance while you sleep. Photoreceptors, the rods and cones at the back of the eye, renew their outer segments in a daily rhythm, shedding damaged membrane discs that are then cleared by the retinal pigment epithelium. This renewal depends on building blocks and antioxidants. Vitamin A derivatives are essential for the visual cycle that regenerates light-sensitive pigments, and zinc helps mobilize vitamin A from the liver and supports retinal enzymes. Foods rich in vitamin A and zinc, such as eggs, carrots, or lean meats and oysters, provide the substrates the eye uses overnight to rebuild photopigments and maintain sensitivity to light. Simple supply, simple repair. Nighttime is also when the retina is vulnerable to oxidative stress because it consumes a lot of oxygen even when you are resting. Antioxidant nutrients help neutralize reactive oxygen species produced during the day and allow cellular repair to proceed without further damage. Lutein and zeaxanthin, 2 carotenoids that concentrate in the macula, act as both blue light filters and antioxidants. They are abundant in dark leafy greens like spinach and kale, and in egg yolks. Omega-3 fatty acids, particularly DHA, are major structural components of photoreceptor membranes and support membrane fluidity and renewal. Fatty fish, such as salmon and sardines, supply DHA directly, aiding the retina's overnight rebuilding of delicate membrane structures. Vitamin E and vitamin C further protect lipid membranes and protein structures from oxidation. Nuts, seeds, and citrus fruits are good sources. Sleep also enhances the eye's metabolic housekeeping. During sleep, the brain's interstitial fluid exchange is more active, which facilitates clearance of metabolic byproducts from neuronal tissue. The eye benefits from similar reductions in metabolic load and improved fluid dynamics at night. Melatonin, both the hormone produced by your body and the small amounts found naturally in some foods like tart cherries and walnuts, helps synchronize these repair cycles and has antioxidant properties of its own. A bedtime snack containing a source of melatonin and antioxidants, paired earlier in the evening with a meal rich in DHA and leafy greens, supports the timing and the material needs of the eye's repair processes. Short rest plus the right nutrients increases the time the eye has to clear debris and rebuild structures without interruption. Practical examples show how nutrients map to mechanisms. Eating a dinner that includes fatty fish supplies DHA for membrane repair. Adding a side of sautéed spinach or kale increases lutein and zeaxanthin for macular protection. Finishing the day with a small portion of tart cherries or a handful of walnuts can support sleep onset and deliver additional antioxidants. Consistent intake matters more than single occasions. Over time, providing the retina with vitamin A precursors, zinc, lutein/zeaxanthin, DHA, and antioxidant support gives the eye the materials and the protected environment it needs to carry out nightly maintenance, reduce oxidative wear, and preserve function. Gentle, steady care during sleep complements daytime habits and helps the visual system stay resilient. The 3 foods that can support vision restoration. The retina undergoes a nightly cycle of repair and renewal that relies on specific nutrients to rebuild fragile photoreceptor membranes, clear metabolic byproducts, and maintain the macular pigment that protects central vision. During sleep, photoreceptor outer segments are regularly shed and phagocytized by the retinal pigment epithelium, a process that needs structural lipids and antioxidant support to proceed efficiently. Melatonin and other nocturnal shifts reduce light-driven stress and help antioxidant enzymes work more effectively. Nutrients you eat before bed can provide the raw materials those enzymes and membranes require. This is why choosing foods rich in certain fats, carotenoids, and trace minerals can directly support the biological work your eyes do while you rest. Fatty fish, such as salmon, mackerel, and sardines supply docosahexaenoic acid, DHA, the omega-3 fatty acid that is highly concentrated in photoreceptor cell membranes. DHA helps keep those membranes supple and resilient, which supports normal phototransduction and makes nightly membrane repair processes more efficient. In addition, omega-3s influence retinal inflammation and cellular signaling pathways involved in debris clearance. A simple example: consuming a portion of oily fish provides the building blocks that the retina can incorporate into cell membranes during its repair cycle, helping maintain membrane fluidity and function. Dark leafy greens, spinach, kale, and Swiss chard are dense sources of lutein and zeaxanthin, carotenoids that selectively accumulate in the macula and act as both blue light filters and antioxidants. These pigments quench reactive oxygen species generated by light exposure and metabolic activity, reducing oxidative damage while the retina is repairing itself. Leafy greens also contribute vitamin C and other antioxidants that support collagen and blood vessel health in the eye, improving the microenvironment for nutrient delivery and waste removal. For example, adding a small salad or a blended green smoothie in the evening increases the availability of lutein and antioxidant cofactors that bolster nocturnal repair. Whole eggs, especially the yolks, offer a concentrated mix of lutein, zeaxanthin, vitamin A precursors, and zinc, a trace mineral essential for transporting vitamin A into the retina and for many enzyme systems involved in visual pigment regeneration. Vitamin A, from retinol or dietary carotenoids, is crucial for making rhodopsin and cone pigments, so having adequate supply supports the molecular rebuilding that follows nightly shedding. Zinc helps shuttle those molecules where they're needed and supports antioxidant enzymes. Eating an egg or two in the evening, paired with a small amount of healthy fat, enhances carotenoid and vitamin A absorption and supplies the micronutrients that back up the eye's restoration processes while you sleep. Nutrient science: what these foods do for your eyes. During sleep, the eyes do more than rest. They enter a carefully choreographed repair mode, where damaged photoreceptor outer segments are shed, retinal pigment epithelial cells, RPE, phagocytosed debris, and metabolic waste is cleared so fresh membranes and pigments can be rebuilt. This nightly maintenance reduces oxidative load and restores the delicate balance of light-sensitive molecules that let you see clearly the next day. Nutrients you eat before bed become the raw materials and protective shields for these processes, and choosing the right food supplies both building blocks and antioxidants when the eyes are most actively renewing themselves. Leafy greens like spinach are rich in lutein and zeaxanthin, carotenoids that concentrate in the macula and act as both blue light filters and antioxidants. They neutralize reactive oxygen species that form when photoreceptors work hard, and by sitting in the macula, they protect the center of your vision while the RPE carries out nightly cleanup. Spinach also provides vitamin C and other phytonutrients that support collagen and blood vessel health in the eye, helping the tiny capillaries around the retina heal and remain supple during repair. A small, fat-containing bedtime snack helps because lutein and zeaxanthin are fat-soluble and need dietary fats for optimal absorption. Fatty fish, such as salmon, supplies DHA, an omega-3 fatty acid that is a principal structural component of photoreceptor cell membranes and makes those membranes flexible and resilient. During sleep, when new photoreceptor discs are synthesized to replace shed ones, DHA-rich membranes are easier for the cells to assemble and for the RPE to integrate. Omega-3s also support tear film quality and microcirculation in the retina, which ensures nutrients and oxygen reach tissues engaged in repair. Protein and vitamin D in salmon further aid cellular renewal, providing amino acids and signaling cues that support the retinal cell's restorative work. Eggs bring a compact package of retinol, preformed vitamin A, additional lutein and zeaxanthin, zinc, and healthy fats that together support the visual cycle. Vitamin A is essential for regenerating rhodopsin and cone pigments after they've been used up during waking hours. Without adequate vitamin A, the phototransduction machinery cannot be rebuilt efficiently overnight. Zinc acts as a cofactor for enzymes that mobilize vitamin A and for antioxidant enzymes in the retina. So a small bedtime portion helps the RPE and photoreceptors process and reuse visual pigments. The fat in eggs also enhances uptake of the fat-soluble carotenoids already mentioned, making the combination of these foods particularly effective. Putting these nutrients together in a simple evening snack, for example, a spinach and egg dish with a small serving of salmon or smoked salmon, supplies antioxidants, structural lipids, vitamin A, zinc, and protein all at once. That combination supports membrane rebuilding, antioxidant protection, pigment regeneration, and the metabolic clearance that happens during sleep. Gentle, consistent intake of these nutrients helps the eye's nightly repair operate with the materials it needs, so the biochemical choreography of renewal proceeds smoothly while you rest. Combining foods with habits, sleep, light, and eye care. Photoreceptors and the supporting retinal cells are busiest at night, carrying out processes that refresh the light-sensing machinery. Photoreceptor outer segments are regularly shed and then cleared by the retinal pigment epithelium while you sleep, and the dark environment allows the visual pigment cycle to regenerate molecules needed for clear vision. Melatonin rises in the evening and plays a supportive role, helping reduce oxidative stress in the eye. Less ambient light before bed means less ongoing photooxidative damage to repair. Choose foods that supply the specific building blocks the eye uses during that nightly maintenance. Fatty fish like salmon provide DHA, an omega-3 fatty acid concentrated in photoreceptor membranes that helps keep those membranes flexible and resilient. Leafy greens such as spinach are rich in lutein and zeaxanthin, carotenoids that concentrate in the macula and filter high-energy blue light while acting as antioxidants. Eggs contain both lutein and zeaxanthin plus preformed vitamin A, retinol, and supporting fats that help the eye absorb fat-soluble nutrients. These nutrients work together. DHA maintains membrane structure, lutein and zeaxanthin reduce light-induced stress, and vitamin A is essential for regenerating visual pigments used in low-light vision. Pairing these foods with simple bedtime habits multiplies the benefit. Dim the lights and avoid screens in the hour before sleep so the retina can enter the dark adapted state that supports pigment regeneration and debris clearance. A light, nutrient-focused snack, for example, a small spinach and egg scramble with a piece of smoked salmon or a simple plate of steamed spinach topped with a sliced boiled egg and a sliver of salmon, delivers lutein, zeaxanthin, vitamin A, and DHA without overloading digestion. Sleeping in a dark, cool room helps melatonin remain elevated and minimizes further light exposure to the eyes, allowing the repair processes to proceed efficiently. Practical eye care steps boost the nutritional effect and protect what's being repaired. Remove contact lenses before bed, cleanse eyelids gently to reduce bacterial load and debris, and use preservative-free lubricating drops at night if you experience dryness. Dry corneas interrupt the smooth optical surface and increase stress on ocular cells. During the day, practice regular blinking and take short breaks from screens to reduce strain and tear film evaporation. Over weeks and months, combining nutrient-rich evening food choices with consistent sleep hygiene and light management supports the eye's natural nightly renewal in a calm, cumulative way. Simple bedtime recipes and routine to nourish vision. During sleep, your eyes are not inactive. They carry out critical repair work that keeps vision healthy. Photoreceptor cells in the retina shed damaged outer segments every night, and the retinal pigment epithelium gently phagocytoses and recycles that material, while metabolic waste is cleared more effectively than during wakefulness. Antioxidant systems become more active, and melatonin helps coordinate these repair cycles. So supplying the right nutrients before bed gives the retina the building blocks it needs while this cleanup happens. Fatty fish, such as salmon, delivers long-chain omega-3s, DHA, and EPA, which are essential for maintaining photoreceptor membrane flexibility and synaptic function in the retina. Leafy greens like spinach and kale are concentrated sources of lutein and zeaxanthin, the pigments that accumulate in the macula to filter blue light and neutralize free radicals. Egg yolks pair remarkably well with those carotenoids because the fat in yolks aids their absorption, and they also bring choline and zinc, nutrients that support retinal metabolism. Together, these foods supply structural lipids, carotenoid filters, and antioxidant cofactors that align with the eye's nocturnal repair needs. A simple bedtime recipe: warm spinach and egg yolk scramble. Sauté a handful of baby spinach in a teaspoon of olive oil until just wilted, crack in 2 eggs, and gently fold until the yolks are soft. Finish with a squeeze of lemon and a grind of black pepper. Use the olive oil to help the lutein and zeaxanthin absorb. The eggs provide protein and yolk fat for better uptake. Light, quick to digest, and soothing. This small meal gives carotenoids and amino acids your retina can use during the night. Another easy option when you want something a bit heartier is a small portion of baked or pan-seared salmon with a side of steamed greens. Season the salmon simply with a touch of olive oil, lemon zest, and fresh herbs, then cook until just done. Pair 1 small fillet with a cup of steamed spinach tossed with a little extra oil. This combination supplies DHA, vitamin D, and lutein together, enhancing membrane repair and antioxidant protection without overloading digestion before sleep. If you prefer a snack, try a soft-boiled egg on whole grain toast with a smear of avocado. The avocado provides monounsaturated fat to improve carotenoid absorption and a gentle, sleep-friendly energy profile. Keep portions modest, about 1 egg and a thin slice of toast, so digestion finishes comfortably before lying down. Small and nourishing is the goal. Large, heavy meals can interfere with the restorative stages of sleep when retinal cleanup is most active. Pair these food choices with a calming bedtime routine for the best results. Eat 45-90 minutes before bed to allow gentle digestion. Dim lights and limit blue screen exposure to support natural melatonin release. And practice deep breathing or a short progressive relaxation to slow heart rate and blood flow shifts that favor tissue repair. A warm eye compress for a minute or 2 can relax lids and encourage circulation without overstimulation. Practical tips for absorption and quality include a little healthy fat with every carotenoid-rich dish. Choose wild or sustainably farmed fatty fish when possible, and opt for lightly cooked greens to make lutein more bioavailable while preserving vitamin C. Small, consistent nightly habits compound over weeks, supplying DHA, lutein/zeaxanthin, vitamin A precursors, and supportive minerals each night, supports the retina's natural repair processes and helps maintain visual function. Keep routines gentle and consistent, and let sleep do its restorative work while these nutrients quietly contribute. As you wind down tonight, remember that simple bites can quietly support your eyes while you sleep. Salmon brings DHA, an omega-3 that helps keep photoreceptor membranes supple and supports retinal function. A small serving of spinach or kale gives you lutein and zeaxanthin plus vitamin C, pigments that sit in the macula, filter damaging blue light, and act as antioxidants. A soft-boiled egg supplies additional lutein and zeaxanthin, some zinc and vitamin A precursors that help the eye regenerate light-sensitive pigments like rhodopsin overnight. During sleep, your eyes do important housekeeping. Photoreceptor outer segments are renewed. The retinal pigment epithelium clears away spent material, and antioxidant systems get a chance to neutralize daily oxidative stress. Lower light and steady circulation let these repair processes work more efficiently. The nutrients above support those exact steps. Antioxidants reduce damage, DHA supports membrane repair, and vitamin A and zinc help rebuild the molecules your retina needs to sense light. Quick recap: eat omega-3 rich salmon, lutein/zeaxanthin rich greens, and an egg for vitamin A/zinc. They supply the building blocks and protection your eyes use during nightly repair. First, know how small changes can feel powerful. Try adding one of these as an evening snack for a week and notice how your eyes feel. If you found this helpful, like the video and subscribe for more gentle, science-based tips. Next time, First will share easy bedtime recipes that combine all 3 nutrients. If you have persistent vision changes, check in with your eye care professional. Good night, and take care of your eyes.